last 2 games. I guess Cade's going to have to know where number 0 is at all times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, him and two. Two's a hitter. You better know where he's at. That guy is physical, and he's been there forever, too. I don't even know. Was he a graduate? He's been there a long time. Good player. Both these corners, I think, are elite. Really, really elite players. Linebackers are big-time players. I mean, again, just a really experienced group. But, and they're not hard to find. This is a group that lines up and challenges you, and you got to be able to accept the challenge. And it'll come down to a few plays. Can't help them. Last year, we have 2 pick sixes. I think 1 pick six, and the other one went to the 1 or whatever it was. So 2 pick sixes and a block punt for a score. We really never had a chance in the game. So this is a team that you can't do that, and we've got to. That's kind of been the story of our season with the turnovers, and so we got to find a way to not help these guys. But at the same time, you just got to go play, got to go battle and compete, and see if we can find a way to win the game. We're good enough, that's for sure.
Coach, red zone approach against NC State, we saw Cade under center a little bit more, and Phil scored 2 one-yard TDs. Are you expecting to use Phil more on the goal line as the season goes along?
We've used him on the goal line all year. I mean, starting the Duke game, he fumbled on the 1. We used him all year. But when you with Shipley out, yeah, I mean, we try to play those guys equal amount. We have respect for both those guys. I mean, Shipley's relentless, but obviously he went out of the game. So, but regardless, it's not something that we prefer one or the other. Both of them are. We got great respect for both of those guys.
Speaking of Shipley, what's his status right now?
Day to day.
Moving Tristan to right guard, obviously feel good about calling it left tackle. What have you seen from him there that makes you having him there kind of more permanently?
Well, I mean, we're just trying to get the best 5 on the field. I mean, we've played, I guess, 9 or 10 guys this year, losing Parks, you lose a starter, so now you've elevated, and then we've had, a little inconsistency at right guard. That was kind of showed up a couple of times, and so we just felt like that our best 5 were the ones that started last week, where we are today, and we felt like Tristan was the guy to move in there, and he really, like I said, he was a bright spot in the game. He did a pretty good job, especially for a guy that, with all that they do, he held his own really well. He's long, he's a physical kid, and he'll continue to play tackle as well. But we just felt like that was the right move for us for a few reasons. But excited about Colin. I mean, he overset a couple times and got beat inside. He can be a little aggressive, which I'd rather have that as a attribute than the other way. But man, we think Colin Sadler and Blake Miller are 2 elite players. Blake is a little further along because he obviously played a lot last year. Colin was hurt and sick and missed all that time. But he's got a bright future. He's made of the right stuff. He's a little bit like our quarterback. We're gonna have a few growing pains with him, but he's made of the right stuff. We're gonna win a lot of games with Colin Sadler, a lot of games with Blake Miller. Marcus Tate has been pretty steady for us, all year. Putnam he's just a rock. I mean, you notice him when he makes a bad play because he don't make many. So he's just steady as they come. And then we've just been a little inconsistent at right guard. So trying to create some consistency there was the reason for the move. And, we'll see. We'll have a big challenge this week, especially with 56 and 99, them dudes they got inside. I mean, they're really tough guys, and we got to match that.
Dabo, winning is hard, certainly, but losing is incredibly tough for a team as well. And that cannibalism is kind of natural for people. We certainly see it in your fan base. But when you're talking about these players, it's part of your job to coach them through that. Yeah. How does the conversation change? Because, you balance accountability and pushing each other, but remaining supportive of each other, and you have to stick together. How does the coaching change through that, and how has it kind of developed and processed this season?
Yeah, well, you try to coach all these things all the time. It's just sometimes they listen more, when you have some adversity. And honestly, we really haven't had much adversity around here in a long time, 13 years. I mean, it's been a long time since, losing a national championship is not adversity. We've won 7 out of the 8 ACC titles. You know, nobody feels sorry for the Tigers. You know, we've been to 6 playoffs, 6 Final Fours. You know, we got a couple national championships the past 7 years. You know, and even though you have some disappointment and maybe a little failure along the way, we really haven't had much adversity, like true adversity. So, you know, it's kind of sometimes it's healthy to have a little pruning season, if you will. You know, cut the crepe myrtles back a little bit. You know, this is a healthy tree, but even healthy trees need to be pruned. This is a healthy tree that's produced a lot of good fruit around here. A lot. I've seen Clemson University change. I've seen lots of things change. I've seen lives change. I've seen 1 million wins. I've seen a lot of things. This is a very healthy tree, all right, that's produced a bunch of great fruit. But even healthy trees need to be pruned so that you can bloom back even better and produce more fruit. And that's what we'll do, you know, and that's kind of where we are. I mean, because, you know, sometimes things happen that you can't explain. Sometimes you get the break, sometimes you don't. I can tell you this, we really have not had true adversity since 2010. We really haven't. Like real football adversity, like for real, all right? You know, people are learning, hopefully will relearn how hard it is to win, you know, because again, as I said last night, I think when you win so much, you can lose appreciation for how hard it is to win. And it's the same thing, because all that stuff will creep in, you know, you're always talking about inside out, you know, creep in. And so even though you're always coaching and teaching and trying to instill things, it's just kind of an irony of life, right? Like you sometimes you grow the most when you're pruned, when you suffer, right? That's why God tells us we should be thankful for our sufferings. Like who wants to be thankful for their sufferings, right? But you grow stronger from the struggle. That's how you get stronger. I mean, I remember back 2010 very clearly. I remember it very well. The difference in 2010 and 2000 now is we hadn't done anything in 2010. We had 6 wins. We hadn't done anything. And we were not near as equipped then as we are now. And I know what we've done here now, and I know what we're going to do. And what this season will do, it's going to produce some amazing fruit. Just get ready and watch what God does. You know, I'm 53 years old, man. I've had a lot of challenges and adversities and setbacks. And again, as I said last night to my new friend, you know, I've been a part of failure many times, but I ain't ever failed at anything that I've set out to do in my life, ever, ever. And you know, we're in the midst of an amazing journey in college football history. And I'm not going to let one season, when I know exactly what the issues are, and a bunch of great kids and great coaches, I'm not going to let one season damper that. And I'm going to fight for this program. All right, and you know, and hopefully we can get back to some appreciation around here. It's freaking hard to win. All you got to do is look around the country. And what's happened here is historic. And so we're having a bad year. That's my responsibility. Ain't nobody happy about it. That's my responsibility. That's on me, 100%. And I ain't asking nobody to be happy, you know, but let's don't eat our own. And that's what we've done. Even what's happened around here is even when we've won, everybody's miserable. And that's sad. That's really sad. And so I'm thankful for the struggle. I'm thankful for the opportunity to teach in a way that I haven't had a chance to teach in a long time. So sit back and just enjoy the journey. That's what I'd tell you.
So with that measured perspective, I think there are many people wondering what triggered last night a great deal of emotion from you.
I mean, I had some idiot go Old Testament on me, and he got an Old Testament response.
Coach, Nate Wiggins had his worst game against Hartman up at Wake last year, and he's come along.
Y'all print that one.
I was going to say, can you add to that? what you just said?
What else is there to add? What else is there to add? I'm going to fight for this program.
Can I get some clarity?
That's why I know coaches take calls. That's why right there. Because people hijack the phone call. They get it, that's why they want to hear themselves talk. That's why most coaches around the country don't take calls. That reason right there. They go to their, that's probably what we'll start doing next year. They go to the thing and they go, okay, Kathleen from Clemson, she wants to know, what's your favorite ice cream?
You get a call like that on the show. When you get a call like that, and then you're also getting criticism from national writers across the country, broadcasters, about what's going on with Clemson. Does that embolden you to stick to your guns the way you've always done things? Because they're criticizing your coaching staff. You need to make changes. They're criticizing
Since the day I got this job.
Yeah, but I mean, now, like you said, this is uncharted territory for the last 10 years. Are you more emboldened to stick to the way
13 years. 2010.
Are you more emboldened to stick with the way you've always done things?
I'm going to always do what I think is best for the player, number one. I'm going to do what's best for the long term of our program, and then I also do what's best in the moment. But that's what I've always done. Ain't nothing going to change. I know people say I don't listen to anything, I don't read anything. I really don't. I know what's going on in the world by the books that I get sent. I got a guy send me. I got 3 books on my thing this week. One said, "Living in the Eye of the Storm." The other one was, "I've screwed up. Now what?" I don't even remember. It's like that's what's. So I always know what's going on in the world based on the books people send me. I don't. I mean, listen. I know who I am. I know whose I am. I've never flinched, and I ain't gonna flinch now. And I'm sitting here not because I've listened to all the people, all the criticism, all the people that want me to do this, hire this guy, hire that guy, hire that guy. If it don't work, I ain't got nobody to blame but myself. But I'm gonna always do what I'm convicted in. And some people say I'm stubborn, and I say I'm convicted in my beliefs. And there ain't enough people that are convicted in their beliefs, in my opinion. But that's another topic for another day.
When you talk about appreciation or expectation exceeding appreciation, are you referring to the 1.5% that you referred to 2 weeks ago, or are you referring to the general average Clemson fan?
No, I'm talking about the loud minority. I mean, most of our fans are amazing. They really are. They really are. But it's the loud minority that really have no clue how hard it is. And again, we've won so much. And then listen, that can creep into your players too, right? I mean, because it's that rat poison of how good you are and what you're supposed to do and this and that, and then all of a sudden it doesn't go the way you want. It can creep in both ways. So you're always trying to fight against that. Just like now, it's all all the you got to block that stuff. That's part of it. You've got to be able to do that, and this is a great opportunity to teach. But listen, I've said many times. I've had people ask me many times, "Hey, what's so special?" And I've always said the difference in Clemson and a lot of places is that some places it is all expectation, and here there is an appreciation. There really is, and I've got great appreciation for our fans, and because they're amazing. I mean, it's amazing what we have here at Clemson, but. A lot of the people that do all the complaining, they're just part of the problem. I mean, they really are. I mean, why would? I mean, geez. I mean, why, if you're a recruit sitting out there, why would you? These people just they rip your coaches. Everybody's terrible. It doesn't matter what you've done. Like it doesn't matter. But everybody can have a bad moment. I mean, name a coach. Name a program in basketball, football, whatever, who hasn't had a challenging time. Is there one? Is Coach K, would he be considered one of the best basketball coaches? Did he have a few bad years along the way, maybe? Maybe didn't make the tournament. I don't know. About Roy Williams. Did he have any bad years? How about Nick Saban? Has he had any bad years? I mean, he's 72 now. He's probably had a few bad years at Michigan State, LSU, Toledo maybe, I don't know. and had many at Alabama. And I just think sometimes, again, and that's what I've always tried to fight against. I've always tried to fight against that, man. Man, don't let the expectation become greater than the purpose of what you do. You know, because when that happens, you lose your joy in what you do. That doesn't mean you have to be happy, all right? I mean, you know, but I've always said the fun is in the winning. And you know, it's gotten to a point. That's why this is a good reset. It's a good pruning for everybody, all right? Because it's gotten to a point here that even when you win, people are miserable. So now the fun's not in the win. The relief is in the winning. Shouldn't be a relief to win. It ought to be fun to win. And so, you know, I know where Clemson was 15 years ago. I know right where it was. And what's happened in this program is historic. And what will continue to happen if we can get out of our own way, and I'm talking about us here in the program here, what's going to continue to happen. So it's hard. When you're taking everybody's best shot for 12 plus years, I mean, it's hard. And listen, we've done a great job. There's not many people that have been as consistent as coaches or as a program in our world. It's very few walking the planet. So it's been great, man. We've had a great opportunity to you know, teach a lot of lessons, and this will be another great opportunity. There's opportunity in every single difficulty that you have in life, and this is a great opportunity for us to teach, for us to all reset, and then let's get back to the work, man. I mean, I've said that when I got this job, you got to be all in. And we got too many people half in. They're in when you win.